Hello there and welcome to a Pleasure Beach experience video with me and Mark for the first time in about 3 months.
3 months, been a long time, hasn't it?
It has been a long time. So we thought we'd have a little chat about this fantastic place behind us, Blackpool Pleasure Beach. The last time we were there was just before lockdown came in, just before the Pleasure Beach closed. I did say in the vlog that it was going to be the last day of the season.
It felt like it at the time, I tell you.
It really does now feel like that was last year and sometime a long time ago. But we just thought we'd have a little chat because Pleasure Beach looks like they're going to be opening now, 4th of July. 4th
of July, the trials have started going round, so it looks as though they're making plans anyway to ensure that that's the date, really.
Yeah, so just a little thing to say really, that we are social distancing, so I apologise if the audio is not perfect. We are trying out something on my voice recorder with a new microphone which we've both got on our jumpers, so there may be some issues along the way. Hopefully the audio is not too bad. Please don't go too harsh on us in the comments if the audio is dreadful on this video. We are trying our best with some new ideas so that we can social distance and bring more videos to the channel. Unfortunately Mike's not with us today, he is at work. Mark's got the day off because why not?
Need some time off, mate. Without being able to go on any trips, it's been a long time.
Yeah, so there's going to be a video a week from now on the channel where we're going to be talking all about the America 2021 Pleasure Beach Experience event, but for now we're just going to talk about Blackpool Pleasure Beach. And of course Blackpool Pleasure Beach have put all their information out on their website, which we'll put a link in the description. I'm not going to go through all of that, I don't think there's any point. It's been covered a million times on social media by Pleasure Beach, by other channels, and I just didn't see the point really in just reading out what was on Pleasure Beach's website.
Yeah, people can make their own ideas and on that, so no point reading it all out.
No, and what I will say is though, a lot of people have asked about season passes and they're a little bit unsure. So before we get talking about if we're looking forward to a socially distanced Blackpool Pleasure Beach, one thing to note about season passes: if you are a season pass holder, we can't book to visit Blackpool Pleasure Beach just yet. We've got to wait a little bit of a while. We're waiting on Blackpool Pleasure Beach to develop their system which will generate an e-ticket for season pass holders. Season pass holders will have to pre-book like everyone else because they are not allowing us to just turn up now, which I think is fair.
Because obviously they've said that they're reducing the numbers.
Yeah.
They've got to ensure that they know exactly how many people's coming in, and some people may be travelling a distance as well, so if you're talking 2-3 hours in a car and then you get here and it's like, oh sorry, we're fully booked, it makes sense just to plan in advance really for it.
Yeah, so I think the way that they're doing it is that we will be able to pre-book 7 days in advance of the day that we want to come. So if Pleasure Beach opens on the 4th of July, as they're planning, I would imagine it'll be sometime in the next 2 weeks we'll be able to pre-book.
I thought so, yeah.
I think once Pleasure Beach know for definite that they can open on the 4th of July, I think that is when we'll probably be able to pre-book for that day. But most of the time that they'll be open, that as season pass holders, we will not be able to pre-book any more than 7 days in advance. And I'm not sure, but there is a couple of rumours that season pass holders will only be able to visit once a week, which I'm not sure how true that is at this point. And it's a bit of rumours going around about that.
It's a bit of rumours because everything on there is not quite clear, and I don't know, they just said like you can only book for 7 days. It doesn't say if you can book every day for those 7 days or only one on those days. It says like pick your day really, so be interesting.
I've just heard the Grand National station. The train's just got back in the station. I'm not sure if it's picked it up on the mic. But yeah, there's no testing for the big one today, but Icon has been testing because we believe there's a camera crew doing something for, well, it might have already been on the telly by now because it'll be on before this video. But yeah, there's I believe there's a camera crew at Blackpool Pleasure Beach today having a look at the new measures in place. But yeah, if you've not registered your season pass yet for 2020, you have to come and do that before you can pre-book a day at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Now I know if you live in, let's say, Portsmouth or Ireland or Northern Ireland or somewhere really far away, Scotland, that's obviously going to be a bit of an issue, and you might be thinking, well, I don't want to go all the way to Blackpool to do my pass, to go home, to pre-book, to go back the next few days. So what Pleasure Beach are saying is you've got to come and do your pass here first, and if they've not hit capacity, they will allow season pass holders in. But if you come on the day to register your pass and Pleasure Beach have hit their new capacity during social distancing, you'll not be able to go into the park because they've hit their capacity, which again I could see as an issue if you live in Northern Ireland, Scotland, all these faraway places.
Down south somewhere.
In down south.
You'd think though they might consider that and say, well, if you've not got your pass and you're coming from a distance, give us a ring, and we'll do it like a manual defer till next year or something like that for you. Yeah,
because another thing that even Becca asked me yesterday is, well, how do I defer my pass to next year? Because Pleasure Beach sent an email out to everyone about season passes, which, funnily enough, I didn't actually get, but I think I need to sort my marketing settings out or something on Pleasure Beach's website. But yeah, what they're saying is that they were going to create something where we can log in with our season pass number and our name and just some other things to identify who we are. Then you'll be able to choose, I want to keep my pass for this year, or I want to defer it to 2021. If you're deferring it to 2021, I believe that you then can't use your season pass for 2020 this year.
They just probably deactivate it.
Yeah, but it means you've got a season pass for next year, which I think a lot of people that we've spoken to that live quite far away from Blackpool are saying that they're going to defer their pass to next year because they don't want to come over, register the pass, go home and then come back. They're looking to, the rain started, you would know it, wouldn't you? They're looking to just sort of pay to come later on in the year. But for me, I'm going to keep my pass going because I need my fix on that piece of magnificence behind us, that Arrow Hypercoaster. I need a ride on it now. I was thinking, do you know what? I can forget about it this year, but no, I need to have a go on it.
I need to have a go on it, and to be honest with you, even if you don't defer your pass, you're still getting a percentage off next year anyway. So
I had forgot about
that. You know, so you're going to get what, maybe 3 months difference.
I think there's some sort of discount on the passes next year. I mean, the passes are quite heavily discounted anyway. When you think that they go on for what, £189, and then they're at £80 in September, £90 October. I think the passes are great value if you get them on an offer. But one thing I am interested to talk about today, moving away from the season pass information, if you would like to know anything more about season passes and I've forgotten, please let me know in the comments and I will happily reply and talk about it, because I've spoken to Pleasure Beach a lot about the season pass situation. So if I have forgot anything, please let me know in the comments and I will definitely answer you. But something to talk about is, with this new e-ticket system, wristbands are gone, paid walk round entry is gone. Are Pleasure Beach going to move into that direction now? Do you think that's a sensible idea? Should they do that? Because we've discussed it loads. Do they get rid of wristbands? Do they get rid of paid entry? Do they have a new entry system? All that kind of stuff that we've spoken about a million times in PB Monthly. They now got the perfect opportunity to do it because the tickets are gone anyway.
And you can't socially distance and ask someone to be right up close and put it on your wrist.
Yeah, exactly.
So now will be the ideal time to probably to go away from that. To go pay one price, see how it goes, because they're going to have to make those adjustments anyway. And then see whether they carry on with that going forward. For me, possibly, I'd go down that route anyway, but.
I'm interested to know though what you think. Will it work? Will pay one price work at an amusement park like Blackpool Pleasure Beach, where for over 100 years they relied on walk-up custom as well as pre-booked, but so much of it now is about pre-book.
It's all about pre-book, and I think they may lose a bit of custom. They do, but would the cost reduction compensate for that anyway? Because you don't need the staff member on the turnstile. You don't need how many staff getting your pre-booked tickets, when your wristbands.
You look at how much easier it is to get into parks that are pre-booked, like with an e-ticket, where you literally print off your ticket at home and you just go and scan it and you're straight into the park. There's no entry pass, there's no wristband, and also I think it'll improve efficiency around the whole park. You will get in there a lot quicker, you'll get on the rides, at least you'll get in the ride stations quicker. And also they've already started to implement Speedy Pass in a better way on some of the ride stations, so I think for me it makes sense. I will be sad if the paid entry thing for non-riders goes, because my dad is one of those people. My mum was one of those people before Charlie was born, and before me and Becca had Charlie, my mum never went on the rides, but now she's got a grandson to go on the rides with. She wants a season pass. But I feel sorry for people like that who've got no reason to get a wristband, that now maybe won't ever go in there again. But from a business point of view, did those people ever make Pleasure Beach any money by paying a tenner to go in and then maybe not buying anything else? That's what you got to look at.
No, and like I said, they're still printing off a wristband.
Yeah.
They're still paying someone to give you that wristband.
Yeah.
So it'd be one of them. They'll have to wait up, and this is perfect time. It's like a trial period for them to say, how much will this actually affect us?
Yeah, I mean, they've got, let's say they open in July, they've got, until November to figure out if it's going to work or not. And on that subject of November, a lot of people have asked us, do we think Pleasure Beach will open beyond their normal season? Honest answer, I don't know at this point. Do I think it's worth it? I don't know. From a personal point of view, I'd love an extra 3-4 weeks to be able to come up, ride on the big one. But at the same time, getting on a little bit now compared to when I was a teenager. I'm not as sort of tolerant to going on that in the rain and the snow and the hail as I would have been 10-15 years ago. But I think the pull of the big one being there and open, I think I would probably be like, yeah, I'm still going to go.
It depends how deep they go into the year,
yeah,
really, because
Hi mate.
All right, mate.
Wales.
What's that?
Wales.
No, we're doing a video about Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, cheers.
No worries.
Good job we're not live, eh?
Let's start that bit again.
Well, there's one for the outtakes. Goodness.
Where's we up to?
Wales!
Wales.
Wales!
I've nearly 40. My eyesight might be going.
I've never seen a whale in the Irish Sea.
No.
Ever. Oh well, the one for the outtakes. Where were we up to? Yeah, we've just been asked if we're looking for whales. I'm definitely not looking for whales, and I'm looking for roller coasters at this point. But yeah, how far Pleasure Beach could open into the year, if they'll even do that, I don't know. The reason we were talking about it is because a lot of people have asked in the comments and videos that me and Becca have done over lockdown, asking, should Pleasure Beach extend the season? Will it extend the passes?
It's been all the socials as well for our social channels.
I just don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. They scrapped winter weekends for a reason.
They did, and it depends how they extend it by 1 or 2 weekends. I'll take that into like mid-November, even towards the end of November. But do I realistically want to be going on the big one in mid-December? No thanks.
Just get some gloves, get a hat on, big coat, and I'll still be cold.
You'll still be cold. I just don't see the attraction in it. 'Cause when it starts blowing off the sea, though, it's like no, because it's not sheltered, is it? So
no.
You're open to the elements. So like no deal.
I always think as well, when you go on infusion when it's cold and you're going up the lift hill and you just get battered by the wind, I always think, yeah, it's always when I do that, when the big one's shut, I always think, yeah, I can see why the big one's shut now, because it's just so cold. But back to the point of Pleasure Beach opening in what, 3 weeks maybe? Is it 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
Looking at
3 weeks tomorrow.
Is it too early? A lot of people, Fort Park were trending the other day. People were like, well, I can't see my gran, but I can go on Nemesis Inferno, and there was a lot of comments like that. So are the parks opening too early?
I can see why people think about that. Yeah. But then I think I've been stuck in Wigan for 3 months.
That is tragic, mate.
You know what I mean? It's been a long 3 months, and you just need. It's all right opening things up and going out, but realistically, there's still not a lot you can do when you go out anyway. So
you can have a Wigan kebab. We've seen that all over Facebook.
Yeah, it's got to be done though. High barm. But realistically, no. Just open things. Try and like a new normal. See how it goes. See how it works. You can see them really reducing the numbers right down to below what they would normally do. Just to see and then build it up from there. Yeah,
I mean, I've seen that Pleasure Beach have got on the website. I think it was Craig posted on socials that it looks like Pleasure Beach might be open till 10. Now I'm wondering how they're going to do that if with such a small amount of people in the park, because if say they open 10 till 10 with let's say 2,000 people in the park, are they going to make any money?
The thing is,
you worry about that.
Maybe they've looked at Efteling. Yeah, because Efteling are staying up on later, aren't they? Yeah. But there's two time slots. You either go in the day and it closes at 5 or 6. Yeah. And then it opens again at 7 till later on, and then they can have 2 waves of custom.
Because they could maybe do something like, I don't know, 10 till 2, and then 3 o'clock till 10 or 2 o'clock till 10. Because obviously you'd need some distance for people to get in and out of the park. Yeah. So you could maybe, I don't know, 10 till 1 even, shut for an hour, let the staff go for a long break, clean all the rides down, get open again, and then have a longer stint where it's a bit more money. I don't know. Yeah, they could do something like that.
Exactly. And it really does need to open now. A lot of the parks do need to open.
Yeah.
Just to bring a bit of enjoyment, a bit of laughter, have a bit of fun, and it's going to be unusual. It's going to be strange that first time when you get on a coaster and it maybe 6 or 8 of you.
Yeah.
And you're like,
as long as back left is open on the big one, I'm happy.
Yeah, exactly. And it just that'll feel a little bit strange to begin with, but once you've done that a few times, you'll be like, right, okay,
this is normal now.
Get me in, get me on.
One thing I will say is, like you said about people having fun and that, places like Pleasure Beach are a mental release for some people. They go to stressful jobs, but they might be a coaster enthusiast, and all Monday to Friday they might be thinking about that one ride on the big one, or Icon, the Smiler, Wickerman, Stealth, any coaster in this country might be what keeps somebody going through a tough time. They might be struggling with anxiety, depression, having a tough time at work, and it might just be that one roller coaster ride that might be pulling them through the week. And to have that back for a lot of people will be a massive release of.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about me personally. I'm quite happy. I've had 3 months at home with my wife and son. I'm happy. But I'm thinking for people like yourself that have still had to be at home the whole time, still working from home and having no sort of, right, I can do this at the weekend.
Exactly, or like not being able to see like my mum or something like that. I've literally been at home for like months or 2 months, and it's just been me.
Yeah.
And you just need something, that little bit of something at the end of the week, or to look forward to. Like, I can just get back, set my mind off it a little bit, and just enjoy it.
I mean, when I was having a tough time in my last job, I mean, the last 18 months in my last job was almost at times where I just didn't want to get up in the morning because I didn't want to go, and it was always having that thought of, well, I'm going to Blackpool on Friday, or I'm going to Blackpool on Saturday, or I'm going to Portaventura or wherever. That little bit of hope at the end of the week was always like, yeah, I can get through this crap week at work because I've got the release of going on roller coasters again at the weekend. And that is, for me, is why it's important to have these places open. And I know that people might question my opinion on this, because not so long ago I was saying I don't think the park should open so soon, and I'm still a bit concerned about how they're going to do it. But having spoke to people at Pleasure Beach who have watched our recent videos and gone, I'm going to give Scott a call and let him know what we're doing and how we're going to do these things. I don't know everything that Pleasure Beach are going to do, but I've had a couple of chats with people who've rang up and said, don't worry, we've got this in place, we're doing this, we're doing that. And I know that a lot of people have had to work from home. Most of Pleasure Beach, all of Pleasure Beach's office staff have been working from home, but in that time they've all been planning what they're going to do. The engineers have been planning. There's been a couple of guys going in once a week just to make sure there's nothing on fire and just making sure things are ticking over fine. And they're the kind of people that are going to make it possible to open Pleasure Beach again, because they'll have got a perfect plan in place. And I never doubted them, but I doubt the public. It's just having worked for 9 weeks as a key worker in Tesco, which is what I did during lockdown, and seeing how stupid some people were because they just were so desperate to, I need that can of beans, and just push past you and stuff. That can't happen, otherwise the government will close places down again.
It can't happen. I mean, obviously people will be I think they'll be quite respectful now. Going round, like maybe there'll be areas that's one way, that's common knowledge, because that's what they've said. And you obviously they said security on there, so you'd imagine there'd be like a staff member around that area saying, you need to go back, you need to go round. And I think they've had time now to think about how they're going to do it, how it's going to work, how it's going to work on some of the attractions, and they'll have thought about all of that and thought guest experience at the same time.
There's still no Wales.
There's still no Wales.
Still no Wales.
There's part of me thought, am I looking out to like the country of Wales? And it's like,
I was thinking it's Ireland that way, not Wales. But I mean, Southport's somewhere over there. But what I am thinking about is that the sea is actually, the tide is coming in, and we were considering filming on the beach, so we might well have seen some whales, we might well have been swimming with them. But we'll get back to talking about guest experience, and I think we're still social distanced.
Yeah, we're diagonally across.
Yeah, we're just about, It's, see, Mark's not right next to me because we're sort of stood quite far apart. It just doesn't show it very well, but there we go. As you were saying about guest experience at the Pleasure Beach.
Yeah, they'll have thought about it, because they thought there's going to be a fine balancing act between social distancing, getting the rides going, and then having enough space so that guests are not going to be like miles away, because 2 meters. And then obviously thought about maybe the big one station now. How's that going to work? Because obviously, you'll be going in your family and your group members, but then how far is it going to be?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Are you going to need like a big megaphone to talk to your mate who's like...
Well, this is what I've been thinking, like, if I went to Alton Towers, I'll have a road to Nemesis to myself if Becca doesn't come along.
Yeah.
Whereas you might have to then sit like 3 rows in front, and then Mike could have to sit another 3 rows in front. So, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work, but it's going to be interesting. I think we can leave it there for now.
Yep.
But before we switch off, Mark is of course modelling Pleasure Beach Experience merchandise, which is still available. Teespring is still shipping it out. We are donating some of the takings off the Teespring store to the Save Chester Zoo campaign. I know Chester Zoo is now back open, or going to be back open, but they're my local zoo and I want them to survive, and I want to be able to take my son there, and I want people to be able to take their kids and their families and whatever there and just enjoy. And also they do a lot for looking after animals and stopping animals going into extinction and stuff like that. So yeah, we are trying to support Chester Zoo. There won't be a lot of money from the Teespring store to put into it, but I guess like Tesco would say, every little helps really.
It does.
But finally, as well, don't forget to pick up the new Blackpool Pleasure Beach merchandise. There's plenty of it on the retail Blackpool Pleasure Beach website. But for now, thanks for watching this socially distanced seafront Blackpool Pleasure Beach video, and we'll see you in the next Pleasure Beach Experience video.